Hello, hello. It's Speak Now 3, Lesson 12, Part B. Do you remember? We're learning this. I'm broke. This is the name of the lesson we are studying, and it's about making recommendations, acknowledging recommendations. So the person says, I'm stressed. And then the other one gives some advice. Go to bed earlier. I think you should go to bed earlier. Why don't you go to bed earlier? And then the other one, yes, I think it's a good idea. Or the person refuses that because they don't agree. And they say, I'm afraid I can't go to bed early because I work until midnight. So you see, this is it. But we're going to have this lesson, and it's wonderful because we start with the language booster. And the language booster is about making recommendations and acknowledging recommendations. Acknowledging recommendations. Notice the different ways we make and acknowledge recommendations. One thing we should do is, something else we could do is, we could, well, they are different ways from giving advice, but it's basically something similar, right? One thing we should do is stop our gym membership. If you remember, we had this dialogue in which these two guys want to go to Italy and they need to save money for their trip. And this is something that they could do. And the other one answers, I hadn't thought of that. Yes, because it is a good idea. That's a good idea. I like that idea. There's another one. Something else we could do is eat at home more often. I'm not sure about that. You are a terrible chef. You are a terrible cook. Cook is someone who cooks at home. I'm not telling you, I'm not saying that you are a terrible chef. I'm imagining the guys in the dialogue, okay? We could eat at home more often. I don't really like that idea. I hate cooking. Well, I don't hate cooking. I like cooking. But imagine two guys that work, study, they don't have much time. Well, this is it. And, well, what are we going to do in the live lesson? We are going to take turns making and acknowledging recommendations for these problems. You forgot your homework. You're angry at your friend. You want to get a job. Well, I'm going to work on this one. Imagine that you're angry at your friend. I'm angry at my friend. What should I do? One thing you could do is talk to her about that, about why you were angry with her. That's a good idea, but I'm not sure she will listen. Well, something else you could do is send her an email or a message explaining the problem you have with her. Well, good communication is a good sign of friendship. Is she your friend? Talk to her, right? If you hold that, it can come out in words and style and emotions that you wouldn't like if you were calm. So don't allow that bad feeling to smolder, ficar queimando, ficar consumindo você o tempo todo. Imagine losing a friend because you didn't talk to her, to him, to her about the problem. Well, we have another person here in the listening, And what is it about? We are going to listen and check the recommendations that Dylan makes to her friend Lindsay. We have 9 here. Why don't we read the recommendations? Why don't you repeat the recommendations? And well, it's all about saving money. And they might be interesting for you, for your life. So let's see. Stop taking buses. Walk when possible. Bring lunch to school or to work. Drink less coffee and soda. Cancel magazine subscriptions. And today, maybe people don't have magazine subscriptions, but people consume or they hire stream services. There's Netflix, Prime, Amazon Prime, Star Plus, Disney Plus, HBO Max, Paramount. There are lots of different services, and if you start buying all these products, maybe you are spending a lot of money every month. Take out books from the library. Buy only clothes that are on sale. Keep a daily budget. Cut up her credit cards. Do you think these ideas are possibly positive for you? Think about and tell me. Why don't you write in the comments things that you think could be positive for people to save money? We live in Brazil. I live in Brazil. Maybe you also live in Brazil. Why don't you write about things that you could do to save some money? Well, I'm going to play. Pay attention to the recommendations that Dylan gives to Lindsay. Where's it? It's here. Pay attention.
Page 29. Listening A and B.
Why do I never seem to have any money? I have a part-time job, but I'm always broke. I have so many bills, and I feel like I'm always spending on clothes, food, and entertainment.
You probably just don't realize how you spend money. I'm sure if you just made some changes, you'd feel like you had enough spending money.
What kind of changes? What could I do?
One thing you could do is stop taking taxis. I notice you often take taxis.
That's a good idea.
Just try to walk when possible.
I like that idea too. It'll save money and exercise is always good.
And something else you could do is drink less coffee and soda.
I don't really like that idea. I need my caffeine in the afternoon.
Okay, but the money you spend on drinks really adds up to a lot. Anyway, another thing you could do is cancel your magazine subscriptions.
I'll do it. I should read more books anyway.
And do you shop a lot?
I guess. Hey, do you like my new jacket?
Sure. You could buy only clothes that are on sale.
You're funny. No, I don't like that idea.
Okay. Well, another idea is to keep a weekly budget.
Every week?
And if I could make one recommendation, it would be this. Cut up your credit cards.
Are you crazy? I hate that idea. I really hate that idea.
Just trying to help.
Oh, I know, and I appreciate it. Say, let me take you to lunch. It will be my treat.
So he tries to help her save money, and she finishes by inviting him for lunch in a restaurant. And so spending more money. Did you get? Basically, he suggests 5 things from that list. Could you get what they are? Obviously, you can go back and listen again. By the way, we are going to listen again because look at part B. Underline the recommendations that Lindsay likes. Did you get that? Do you remember that she asked about one of the ideas? Are you kidding? Você tá zoando com a minha cara? Você tá brincando? Imagine. Because it is sound advice. Quer dizer, é um conselho sábio, um conselho sério, abalizado, but she doesn't like that idea at all. So she asks that. Are you kidding? But she likes some of the recommendations. So pay attention because I'm going to play again. But I'm going to jump to the ideas, all right?
Made some changes, you'd feel like you had enough spending money.
What kind of changes?
Now,
What
look.
could I do?
One thing you could do is stop taking taxis. I notice you often take taxis.
That's a good idea.
Just try to walk when possible.
I like that idea too. It'll save money and exercise is always good.
And something else you could do is drink less coffee and soda.
I don't really like that idea. I need my caffeine in the afternoon.
Okay, but the money you spend on drinks really adds up to a lot.
So did you get that this recommendation is negative for her? She said, no, I need my dose of caffeine. And then she refuses that idea. She acknowledges, but she says no to that. Let's see. Let's continue.
Anyway, another thing you could do is cancel your magazine subscriptions.
I'll do it. I should read more books anyway.
And do you shop a lot?
I guess. Hey, do you like my new jacket?
Sure. You could buy only clothes that are on sale.
You're funny. No, I don't like that idea.
Okay. Well, another idea is to keep a weekly budget.
Every week?
And if I could make one recommendation, it would be this. Cut up your credit cards.
Are you crazy? I hate that idea. I really hate that idea.
Just trying to help.
Oh, I know, and I appreciate it. Say, let me take you to lunch. It will be my treat.
Okay, I'll help you. She likes 2 of the 5 recommendations he makes. And there are 9 in total. So he mentions 5. He says others, but they are different options from this one. And from the 5 he says she likes 2 of them. Why don't you tell me, why don't you tell your partner if you think the recommendations in part A are good or not? Or, por que você não escreve nos comentários aqui do vídeo qual ou quais dessas 9 você gostou mais sobre economizar dinheiro no seu orçamento? So, tell us. I'd really appreciate if you could share with us your idea. And then we have to finish the speak with confidence. What is it about? Money. Na, na, na. Do you remember the song from Pink Floyd? Lots of different currencies. Dollar, pound. Cadê o real aqui? Não tem. Look at these ideas, not look at the money, look at the ideas. From a student handbook on ways to save money. Take turns making recommendations. So we have these ideas and we have to transform them into recommendations, right? Which ones do you feel are good ideas? Right? So instead of buying books and magazines, read things online. At the moment, you spend a lot of money on food and beverages, but you could also eat at home. You could prepare your own food. Well, these are two examples. Look what we could do in part B. Take turns making additional recommendations and vote on the best one. Like, one thing we can do is watch movies on our computers instead of going to the movie theater. I think that's a good idea, but I want to go to a few movies in the theater. I agree, it's a good idea, but for a special treat, it's nice to go to the theater. Yes, so you can watch the movies that are running for Oscar, but then you could watch the best movie. I don't know. You think. What is best for you? What suits you best? And let's see, we have also entertainment. You could watch movies on your computer. Shopping, you could wait for sales. Transportation, you could walk more. But transportation walk more is not a real recommendation. No, you have the money you spend on and ways to save. We are going to transform these sentences into recommendations. I gave two examples. We have the language here, and you could prepare to give those recommendations at the live lesson. Ou então, se você está assistindo o vídeo no YouTube, por que você não transforma uma ou mais dessas situações aqui em dicas e conselhos para a gente aprender como economizar mais? Because, according to the title of the lesson, remember, I'm broke. Bom, eu não estou exatamente broke, ainda bem, né? Pelo menos o crédito ainda tenho na praça. Mas, se você quiser assistir, vai estar no card no fim do vídeo para você assistir esse outro vídeo aqui dessa aula passada. Ok? This is it. See you then. Bye bye.